Hey, what is up guys, Master here, back to do another video, and we are on Tournament Savannah for a pretty short game. This video will probably go up towards the end of the week. I had three videos planned, so this would be the third one you'll be seeing. Hopefully by the time you watch this video I'll have more content ready to go. It is hard to get good games, especially when I'm trying to compete for this tournament. You have to play meta strategies, which I mean, guys, do you want to see some meta strategies? Sometimes I do a lot of memes and it's not great gameplay, but yeah, I need to focus on playing serious, and these games here I had no choice but to play serious since my opponent is very good. If I mess around, I'm not going to be able to win games. A lot of the messing around strategies though do win me games. Like I've had series where I lose games where I'm playing normal, but if I do the quote-unquote troll strategies, I win. So take it as you want. I guess I just need to alternate between playing normal and the curveball tactics. I'm versus Blackhand. I knew beforehand I was versus Blackhand. Most likely going to go for a Pitbull Scout here, since I haven't invested too much into Rifleman Scouts, and nor should you, since your opponent does have the far superior early game scouting unit. Now, Cabals aren't nearly as oppressive as they once were in 1.02. They weren't. They aren't now. I mean, back then, they had more range to begin with, and they came as a full squad when you sold structures off, such as the Shredder Turret, Power Plants, Hand of Nods, and they came at a discount, a significant discount. A lot of new players, when they see replays and players perform, they don't realize or look at it that way, but selling structures off gives you discounted infantry. And in 1.02, the vanilla patch, it was insane, since you got a full Cabal squad. And that anti-scouted, that prevented your opponent from getting eyes into the Blackhand player's base almost every time. Nod mirrors became very prevalent back then because the Raider Buggy was a reliable form of scouting. No other unit was. Even the Pitbull could be intercepted by Cabals spread across the map. Before other changes were made, Blackhand's still very powerful. There's still, I would say, a tier, well, S tier faction currently. They're winning almost every tournament, along with Tralla 59. GDI, very potent as well, but it takes more skill, I want to say, to play them and win. But they have more headroom, so to speak. Even though it's harder to play GDI against Blackhand, if you can play GDI, they can beat Blackhand almost every time. But for the new player experience, GDI is going to be frustrating against Blackhand, simply because it does take more effort to win. I'm not going to deny that. Good general strategy to do against Blackhand is to spam a bunch of Pitbulls at the start, just so you can contest the map a little bit against these bike buggies, since you know the Blackhand player is not going to commit to bike buggy all game. If he does, then I'm just going to continue building Pitbulls. But eventually I'm going to transition here into a bunch of Predator tanks. The Pitbulls, what they're going to do is they're going to just roam across the map and see where the bike buggy are, so I can position the Predator tanks, which is what I'm going to be ultimately using to kill the bike buggies with. The Pitbulls I'm never going to really engage the bike buggy with. I'm just going to reveal the map with them, so I don't get caught by surprise by those bikes. Now, I want to bring up something here. The refinery I just placed is next to a tip spike. Guys, if you didn't know, catalyst missiles destroy Tyrian spikes. If my opponent uses the catalyst missile on that ref, he's going to get some insane value. He's not only going to destroy the refinery, but he's going to get that Tiberium spike as well. Not the best ref placement in the world, but it's still going to avoid me losing 2 refineries. I think if I were to have a choice, I'd rather lose a spike and a refinery. On this map, losing a spike isn't such a killer blow, since you do get 2 of them at the start. I'm building APCs, I'm building Predator tanks, and that is what I'm going to use to kill these bike buggies with. If I get this tier 3 down and the Pitbulls are still alive, I can research mortars which benefit pit bulls greatly. In vanilla, they were horrible because they dealt friendly damage and they had more range than the missiles. So if your attack moved with pit bulls, the missiles would never engage. It would only use the mortars. In Community Patch, I nerfed the mortar range to be the same range as the missiles. Even though that's a nerf, it's sort of a buff since the missile now always engages with the mortars. Plus, they don't deal friendly damage to themselves with that mortar. But the bike buggy here is getting picked up by these predator tanks. Those tanks can withstand and absorb a lot of that bike buggy rocket damage. He doesn't have tip core just yet, so it's preferable for me to lose forces and engage here now rather than later. 9 predator tanks though. I'm working on this Marv. I see some harvesters in the top. I'm going to rally those pit bulls over there. I'm thinking he's going to go for the blue type ruin field. If I can intercept these harvesters, at least that's a win for me in this game. He's got me locked in my base, and I wonder if he'll go in for my harvesters or defend his own. I can lose this force here now. If I kill these 2 harvesters, even if I lose that whole army, it would be worth it for me. I denied more than $4,800 and killed 2 harvesters. So yeah, that army of mine is disposable, but I'd rather keep it alive. You want to be as cost effective as possible against Black Hand. He's got an MCV set up in the middle before me. That's really key to playing against GDI. You want to have a lot of momentum over the GDI player. Preferably you want to set up your third sooner on a contested green tip field map, just because juggernauts can be a problem. But no juggernauts for me in this game. Not that juggernauts are going to change the outcome since he's got lots of infantry. What I need are anti-infantry units. I'm building a secondary MCV to plant down watchtowers, to spam watchtowers. I can put sniper teams in the Marv, which is really effective. The thing though about that though is if he goes for bike buggies and swarms the Marv with bike buggies, the sniper team garrisons will kill the bike buggy. They won't focus on the infantry. Marvs can't target multiple units at once. Good job I sent those pit bulls to the south, since I was able to detect he has a huge force of bike buggy, and that is an enormous army of infantry. I've got sniper teams, and I think that's the best option I have available to me. I've got a commando even as well, and since he's invested so heavily into infantry, I doubt he's got a tier 3 here. So the commando, without him having charged particle beams, has a good shot at killing a lot of his forces. And how am I going to approach this? Well, in the most unconventional means possible, but I think his strategy is as unconventional as mine with all of that infantry. I'm going for 5 barracks infantry. That commando running forward, hoping to kill some infantry. I'm going to pull back these sniper teams. He has lots of bike buggies, so I'm going to have to watch where those are. I can't see them at the moment. Sniper team's working on this infantry. I've got some forces in my expansion, hoping to intercept his bike buggy there, but the bikes and buggies have found my sniper teams in the north. They're going to take them out, but I'm producing at a pretty significant rate here. There's still 10 sniper teams alive despite me losing a bunch of them. It's okay to trade against the buggies since I am continuing to make snipers. That's a lot of sniper teams. Those are going to be used to chase back his infantry to his base. I'm going to push forward with this Marv, seeing here now that I don't have to deal with the bike buggy. And those zone troopers that I'm queuing, I'm deliberately making to counter radar buggies, since I know that buggies have very low cannon damage armor. And zone troopers, despite having little health themselves, can trade very effectively against zones. I would rather make zone troopers than any other infantry if I desperately need to kill a swarm of bike buggy. It's simply the most effective choice from a statistics perspective. And that army of Black Hand infantry got absolutely annihilated there. The Marv still lives, that MCV is going down, and that strategy with the infantry did not work. So whilst it is perceivable that Black Hand is really OP with their infantry, that game proves otherwise if you commit to as heavy anti-infantry strats as the Black Hand is going for infantry. It's cost effective, those sniper teams. They one-shot kill the cyborgs, and that is what's going to do it for GDI. Yes, Black Hand have advantages, but they also have disadvantages, and one of them was shown there. He should have gone for the tier 3 that game, for the EMP coils. If he had EMP coils and a couple specters back there, it'd work much better for him. He didn't unit mix as much as he should have, and relying on one strategy is not good enough. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. I really appreciate that. And before I go, I'd like to thank all my Patreon members for supporting me and my channel and keeping this game going despite the disruptions caused by EA and the recent patch shenanigans. I am confident that Kane's Wrath will grow in the future. Anyways, I'll see you all next time, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.